Yes, people, we are back live on the channel. We are going to discuss today the a crazy weekend, another crazy Premier League weekend, man. A lot of drama, a lots to talk about. We got Manchester City, we got the Chelsea, Arsenal, we got Man United and Ruud van Nistelrooy's last game, and Tottenham as well. So lots to unfold. I got with me, Gian. What's
Mhm.
what's good, bro? We got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, a lot. I had two really stressful games, one of Chelsea and one of Muangthong, my Thai league club. Two super stressful games. I hate football at the moment, but at least one of my teams won this weekend. But it was another disaster. Both was super stressful.
I hear it. I hear it. Uh, so where should we start? You want to we'll start at Stamford Bridge actually because I think that's the biggest game of the weekend. We'll start there.
Yeah,
Um, you went to the bridge, right? Something that I
yeah,
think
yeah.
you were.
I was there.
How was the game? Like, tell us about the game.
I mean, atmosphere was great as it always is against Arsenal. I think we started from the first minute about you'll never sing that champions of Europe from the first minute going off at them. Their fans were also really up for it, so it was a good atmosphere in the ground. But as the game dragged on and the lack of quality became clear, then the reaction started to turn a little bit, started to change. And it was just a draining game. Like and I was saying this to my friend who I was watching with, we Arsenal have turned into prime Stoke City, man. They've become like Stoke City in disguise this
Real
season.
talk. Real
Like
talk.
I remember, and it's not even just the players. I mean, it is partly the players that he plays four center backs across the back in
Mm.
White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Timber. But I remember when he used to play, and I remember that I think it was this same fixture 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. Maybe it was last year.
Mm.
Might have been last year, and they were excellent. They were all over us. They played us
Yeah,
off the park. I think it was 2 years ago where they completely played us off the park, and
I
it
remember
was the
one.
same system. It was the same system where,
Mm.
but except it was Zinchenko on the left, it was White on the right, and White tucks in. Zinchenko goes becomes a midfielder, and
Yeah.
they could basically go from being in their own box all the way to having you pinned back in your own box in like 10 seconds flat because they built up so well. Now is none of that. That's all gone. They were really playing when you look at them on paper and on the pitch, it's four center backs across the back. It's two defensive midfielders in the middle, right? Rice is trying to run the game, but he's next to Partey. Then it's two attacking midfielders up front because Odegaard isn't, kind of hovering in the half space and Havertz is up front. And then it's two wingers on the wings. And they basically become like Crystal Palace from a few years ago, where they just defend and give a long ball to Zaha. Now it's defend and give a long ball to Saka. It's just like that, and I've defended Arteta a lot as a rival fan. I've defended him a lot, but this approach that he has been doing this season, it's ridiculous, and it made for a bad game. That we played badly as well. Make no mistake about it. I don't know why Maresca chooses to play Romeo Lavia in the middle, but he does.
Mm.
Lavia has his quality, he has his strengths, but yesterday he was a liability. He lost the ball for Arsenal's goal as well, and then Enzo came on and assisted Neto for the equalizer. So I don't know why Enzo didn't play from the beginning.
Yeah.
Um, Again, I think Caicedo was the best player on the pitch for us. Colwell Fofana again not convincing, and Jackson was missing the whole game, which was a bit disappointing. So in the end, look, we'll be happy with the point. We didn't deserve more than a point, so I'll take the point, and hopefully we can improve over the international break and push again. We come back.
Point gain or 2 points drop? You think?
Point gain based on how we played. We didn't deserve a win.
Fairs, fairs. I mean, you got two draws in a row. I mean, one against United, which
Yeah, and these are both games that we normally lose. We
and
normally
these
lose at Old Trafford. We normally lose against Arsenal, and we've gone through
fair
without
enough.
any losses.
Fair enough.
Our only loss in the league. We have like only two losses in the league,
No,
which
I actually, yeah,
Liverpool
that's
away
true.
is acceptable.
Yeah, away and City at home. Which to be
City
fair,
home,
they are the two title contenders, and you only
yeah,
lost to them too. So fair enough. I mean, but look, I completely hear you on the Arteta point because I think he's starting to run out of ideas now. I genuinely think like this long ball approach is not good. It's not going to work. Although
yeah,
although it may not although it may not seem as like what do you call Arsenal are playing bad,
Mm.
the way they're just utilizing just their defense alone to win them games, to bail them out of games is not good. Is not a good approach, because you saw last season, right? Last season Arsenal were just like they were balling out as a team, right? I
Mm-hmm.
know Saka got injured, I know Odegaard's not fit, but still, why didn't you use the summer to go buy a striker and go buy a backup for Odegaard? You also could have bought someone instead of Martinelli. I know Martinelli scored yesterday, but hasn't Martinelli been good? I don't think he's been good enough for Arsenal as of late. I think he's been really poor for Arsenal, right?
Yes, yes,
Arsenal,
yeah. Yesterday he was really poor as well. Yeah, I have to say.
and Arsenal did not spend. For me, Arsenal had an okay transfer window. They got Calafiori. Okay, that's an okay signing, right? Considering you don't even need to improve on your defense. You've already got great defenders. You don't need to improve defense. Why are you going to improve on a position that you're already great at, rather than going to look at a position that you are not so strong, and
Yeah.
just and leave it? Because you could have bought a striker who could score 25 goals a season for you guys in not all counts, but at least like 25 Premier League goals a season for you guys. Yeah, someone that can put the ball in the back of the net, because you guys don't have that right now. You don't have that striker that's going to score you goals, and that's the problem with Arsenal. Their lack of consistency in front of goal is what's going to cost them this league title, and what's going to allow Liverpool to run away with it.
Yeah.
Liverpool, right? We'll get into Liverpool later, but Arsenal are now 9 points off of Liverpool, right? And I know they turned it around last year. I know they came back to the top of the league, and it's still a long season to go. I still hear that, but I'm sorry, like you should have prepared for this season. This transfer window you guys had was not a good transfer window, considering you guys have gone and challenged for back-to-back league titles, right? I know you come out with 2 losses, like, and no league titles won in those 2 times, but still, where is the preparation to go and win it? Liverpool lost Liverpool lost the league title, right? Liverpool lost the league title the year before by a point. What did they go and do? They went and improved in the summer. They went and improved. I don't remember that transfer window in 1920, but Liverpool improved, and guess what? They won the league by a lot. Arsenal could have run away. Arsenal could have run away with this.
Yeah, they could have. Yes.
Arsenal could be above Man City by so many points right now, but they just continue to drop points. They lost to Bournemouth. They lost to Newcastle. Drop points to Chelsea. I think it's points drop for Arsenal more than it's for Chelsea, because Arsenal, right? They win this game. It's a statement that they're still in the race. They could easily still be in the race, but they're not. I think for me, it's done for them. I know I said Arsenal will win the league earlier this year. I predicted Arsenal to win the league earlier this year because I genuinely thought that they would prepare themselves for it. But guess what? I'm completely wrong, right? And I think Arsenal now are finished. I think they're finished. You can come back to me later. You can come back to this video later, right? And I can and maybe you can say maybe Arsenal are back in it by the time by the time it all unfolds and all escalates. But I think Arsenal at this rate, the way they're going, they could be out of the race. They probably could be. I think it's.
I mean, if you watched that game yesterday, you asked which team looks like a title contender. The answer is us.
You guys look in a better position than Arsenal, right?
Yeah. If one of us looks like contenders, it's us.
Exactly, and United are only 4 points off Arsenal now. After I don't know how many points we were off. I don't know how many points we were off of Arsenal, right? We're now only 4 points off of Arsenal after our win yesterday. So people can say that Arsenal is still within the touching distance. Of course, 9 points is not a lot, right? But the way you're playing and the way you're getting results will make it seem like it's a lot of points, and it's not looking good for Arsenal. In terms of Chelsea, look, I think Chelsea could have lost that game at the end. That chance that Arsenal had at the very end, that could have been the dagger for Arsenal. I don't know how they missed that chance at the end, but they should have buried that chance. That's going to cost them. That's what's going to cost them.
Yeah, we should have conceded for sure. There was a couple of things where I was stunned that we didn't concede, and there was one incredible save as well by Sanchez where he managed to catch the ball. I mean, Sanchez was still awful in terms of many areas, like distribution and all that stuff. But there was that one save where he saved it and he managed to catch it from point blank range. And if he had parried it, it would have fallen to an Arsenal player, and he managed to catch it from point blank. So how they didn't score a winner was, again, our defense is completely absent. We need to start playing Tosin. We really need to start Tosin. I cannot
Yeah,
watch these two anymore. Pick one or the other. I cannot watch both of these two every week.
because Arsenal managed to get themselves in good positions yesterday, but just couldn't bury the chances. That's the problem.
Yeah,
And
seriously.
I've been saying this. I think Chelsea's defense, like I've said since the start of the season, has looked like a problem for a majority of the games you guys have played. It's looked like a problem for a majority of the games because you're allowing teams to get to run into the box for free.
Mhm.
Like it was very very like, how'd you say it? I think it was more of like when you guys had would you say it? When you had Fafana and what was it Bade Sheila at the start of the year, and then you guys were like
At the start
at
of this year, we kind of played Disasi as the
right.
right center back. Before
I think
Fofana came back, it was Disasi and Colwell, and then
Disasi and
Disasi and Badiashile, and then yeah.
Disasi and Bade Sheila should never be a partnership in the as center back for pairing for
Yes,
Chelsea ever again.
yeah,
I
they
think
should. They
I
should
think
not.
it's
All right,
completely
that's why Tosin saved us, man. Tosin's arriving saved us genuinely. Tosin signing made such a big difference to us. But
right.
he doesn't play. He plays in the B team where he's playing against Noah. Like, come on, man. He's playing against Arsenal.
I know it's against Noah, but like I don't know, man. Like the thing is, you guys need to look in. You guys need to be consistent with scoring goals, man. Because I know you guys have played well over the years. So
Mm.
over the years, you guys have played well this season. You've played really well this season,
Mm.
but the problem is you're not getting results against big sides, and
Yeah.
that's where I think Chelsea need to look into that and be like, that's where that's where I think the in-game mentality stems down from Maresca, because Maresca's in-game management in big games
Yeah.
has been a slight issue, but
Big issue, I think.
I still think that Chelsea are going to get results consistently over the year. Like I don't see why Chelsea can't be in the top four this year. I think you guys are almost nailed on for top four. If Nottingham Forest do not continue this, I know they lost
No
yesterday.
shot. No
Against
shot.
Forest.
This happened with Nuno at Spurs as well. I remember he was top of the league for a few weeks. Nuno at
Yeah,
Spurs. It
true.
happened. This
They
is
had
this
they've
is
had
what Nuno does. He gets in there. He gets everybody behind the ball, grinds out
yeah.
a few good wins. People, think he's
It was
amazing, and
it was a purple patch type of period for Nottingham Forest, in my opinion.
yeah,
Like
but he has that everywhere he goes. He has that, then it falls apart. So it's nothing to be shocked
fair,
about. It's what happens.
fair.
He does.
I mean, but to be fair, the Forest have looked good though. I can't lie. It's looked really really good though.
Mm.
Um, where where do you see like? I know you've not been like over the last two games you got 2 points and all of that, yeah. But what's your overall assessment of Chelsea like so far? Like obviously like now we're in November international break. We've gone into the November international break now. It's been like what 3 months in Maresca now.
Yeah.
What's your overall assessment been so far? Because I think Chelsea look really good this year, but
We are definitely an exciting team to watch. Um, Similar to Pochettino in one area, which is we don't adapt to the opponent. Whoever we're
mm,
playing, we play the same way. We play the same way against Crystal Palace as we do against Noah, as we do against Luton Town, as we do it. It's all the same. That's Pochettino and that's Maresca. I don't mind that. I think big teams do that. Big teams behave that way. Big teams play their style no matter who they're up against.
yeah,
But are we gonna maybe drop points at the margins because of it? Possibly, quite possibly. Um, and if anything, we could have been more attacking against Arsenal. We could have been more attacking. Um, and we should have. We should have gone for the kill, which we didn't do.
I hear that. I mean, because Pedro Neto scored a really good goal, and I think for me he's been a crazy good signing for Chelsea. Like I don't know how anyone else didn't pick him up, but this
Yeah,
guy,
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
When fit, he's probably for me one of the best wingers in the Premier League
I see.
by a lot. Because the qualities he has on the ball, the control, he has the technique, he has it all. But the problem is his fitness. That's the only problem that's holding him back. But
Yeah,
if he stays fit, he's gonna be probably the best winger in the league come from the next 2 years.
and the
Real
issue
talk.
is we have Sancho who also is having fitness issues right now. So I hope it plays out
I,
okay.
I,
Or at least we have one of them all the time.
I think you guys will be okay with Sancho. I think Sancho will be. I think Sancho will be a really key player for Chelsea going forward because you guys need a lot of depth around that left hand side and a lot and the right hand
Yeah,
side. Um, I'm hearing rumors though. I don't know if it's true, but Nkunku might be leaving Chelsea. Is
I
it?
can
Is
see why he would want to. I can completely understand why he would want to. Yeah.
he's not being played in like the correct position in my opinion. I think he's been playing the wrong roles.
Mm.
He's not been played in how do you call it? He's not been played. He's not been given the respect that like you think he does because obviously do Chelsea have a big squad, so it's not going to be easy to get games
Yeah,
consistently.
you have to
But
accept that as if you're him. You have to accept that. Yeah.
I hear that because I think Jackson's been really good for Chelsea this year, and
Mm.
obviously games because if Jackson's going to be on good form, then that's where Nkunku for me he's not going to get game time. So, but I've been hearing rumors that apparently United want him, but I would love Nkunku. Like real talk, I think Nkunku would be really good for us, but I don't think he'll join. But
Mm.
yeah, and we'll talk a bit on Arsenal. Do you think it's over for Arsenal on the title race? Do you think it's done for them? Do you think?
You can't say that it's over. That's too soon to say. You can't just declare that it's over. It doesn't.
Yeah,
It's way too early for that nonsense. But something's gone wrong somewhere, and Arteta needs to rethink what he's doing because
mm,
this is not how this team should be playing.
right,
It's really not how this team, with the quality they have, they should not be playing like this. So somewhere he needs to rethink his plans of some kind. That's for sure.
possible. I mean, the thing is, possibly that it's. I think it's not over like that. But the way Arsenal are playing, the way that they're not getting results, for me, it's not looking good for them. Like because they need to pick up results consistently if they want to get into the title race. I know it's still early days. I know Liverpool can still drop points and all like that when it comes to the festive period. Because obviously the festive period is right around the corner, so we're gonna be touching. We're gonna be getting a lot of we're gonna get into that. But obviously, when Liverpool keep on winning like this, then it's gonna be a problem. So Arsenal need to pick. So Arsenal, when their first game back after the international break,
Mm,
I don't. Let me bring up Arsenal's fixtures right now. So they've got Nottingham Forest at home after the international break, which will be a tough game, but I think Arsenal might win that one. They've got
yeah.
we'll ignore the Champions League. We'll just start with the Premier League. They got West Ham away, then they got United at home,
Mm,
then they got Fulham away, and then they've got Everton at home, then Palace away,
yeah.
then Ipswich at home. That's the last game to close out the last the what do you call them 2024, right?
Mm,
So Arsenal have got like I don't know how many games left before 2024 ends.
mm,
However, that is not an easy fixture list. That's
yeah.
not an easy fixture list, especially West Ham away. Because Arsenal, right? I know Arsenal have got results there in recent times, but
Mm,
regardless, West Ham away is never an easy game. And
yeah.
obviously, not Forest with the form they're in right now. I know they lost yesterday, but
Mm,
still, Forest is going to be a tough game at
mm,
home. It's going to be a tough game at home, and you've also got Everton. If Everton sacks Sean Dyche, new manager bounce, you just never know. You never know. But it all depends on on what Arsenal do in the next game. Because if Ruben Amorim, right, I know Ruben Amorim's going to come to United, right? That's going to be his first big game,
mm,
United against Arsenal away. If Amorim can get a result against Arsenal away, boy, then it's looking peak for Arteta. Because it
yeah.
depends on because Arsenal in the big games this year, they've not been great. Like I know City away they got that earned point. I think they earned that. I think they earned that point, but they should have got all 3 points with that one mistake at the end of the game.
Mm,
So all it took for Arsenal was one clearance that they actually had to win.
mm,
So and also if you also look at the Liverpool game last week, they were poor in the second half.
mm,
I think Arsenal were poor in the second half because
mm,
they could have closed that game out. So it's in-game management from Arteta. The big game management from Arteta has been poor this year. So,
yeah.
but if Amorim gets a result at Arsenal away, then you know that Arsenal then you know Arsenal on the decline, because Arsenal have not been good in the big games. They've not been great, and
Mm.
Arteta's Arteta's not making the right substitutions at the right time. Odegaard's been injured.
His,
Obviously,
his his plan from the start is all wrong because
it's
when
all
you see when they get into their their like basic 3-box-3 approach.
And the
They,
style of play, they don't they're just playing long ball consistently. Like what's it gonna get them? Sorry, continue what you're saying.
when they get into their approach, there's no focal point. So because Havertz cannot do it on his own, Odegaard goes up to help Havertz, and when he goes up to help Havertz, basically what happens is there's nobody in between the lines to pick up the ball. It's just Rice driving forward on his own, which maybe that works, but I didn't see it. And Odegaard is too high up the pitch, so Odegaard is in between Chelsea's midfield and in their defensive line, so there was no space for Odegaard to get on the ball. Like that's why when they did get a chance, it was that quick free kick, it was a set pieces, it was all this stuff. When Odegaard had a minute to think and get his head up and pick a pass, but most times in open play, Odegaard was too far forward trying to support Havertz, and his
Right.
impact in the game was limited.
Mm.
Mm.
And that's where I said Arsenal need a striker because you're not supplying Odegaard even you're not supplying Odegaard with like what his
Yeah.
you're not utilizing Odegaard's qualities enough. And I think
Mm.
Odegaard hosting a lot of the big games this year because he's not been given the correct role by Arsenal by Arteta,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Yeah.
He's not been given the role that he should be playing. He's
Yeah.
always dropping into the pockets and trying to win and trying to like spray to the attackers. But Havertz is missing big chances, man.
Mm.
Havertz is missing a lot of big chances, and people keep on telling me Havertz is a great player. No, he's not. Havertz has been okay for Arsenal. He's not been great.
Mm.
If it led to you guys win the Premier League last year, then sure, I hear it. But Havertz has not been like that player that I think Arsenal need. I think Arsenal need to go and get like an Osimhen, for example. And I'm not saying that you get Osimhen, by the way, people. I'm saying that Osimhen would be a good striker for Arsenal. You need someone that can finish the chances that you have yet, like you had yesterday towards the end of the game. Trossard missed two big chances yesterday. That's
Yeah.
not gonna help. You need someone that can bury the ball and that can put the ball in the net. One tap and that was a goal. Just
Mm.
across the goal, one tap, that's in. So
Mm.
what I'm trying to say is, people, Arsenal, right? They need a striker. They need to go and they need to buy in January. I don't think they will, but the Arsenal need to buy some players in January if they're serious about this title. Because if Arteta finishes below Liverpool this year, then you've had 2 years of challenging for the title, and Liverpool letting Klopp go with a new manager bounce and then finishing above Arsenal. That's not good enough from Arteta.
Yeah.
Arteta should
But
be way ahead of his in his so-called process right now.
is
But,
yeah,
but let's
and
be honest. Yeah,
that's a good jumping off point to Liverpool, which
yeah.
I have a lot to say about. So if you want to jump off to Liverpool,
We'll
that's a great topic.
we'll get on to Liverpool. Um, Liverpool. What do you think that they for me they're gonna win the league, man. I think it's scary hours for me. But
So
what do you
the stream I was watching of the game was from NBC. So I got to listen to
think?
Peter Drury again, which was lovely. Uh,
Mm,
and I got to listen to Tim Howard after the game, and he made a really interesting point. He said that Liverpool basically right now they've retained that ability to play heavy metal football, right? They've retained that ability that Klopp had them do, but they've also introduced a new element from Slot, which is the slow build up. And I was reading about Gravenberg. He's playing now as a 6 versus he played as an 8 under Klopp. So why is he comfortable as a 6 now? So Gravenberg said in some interview somewhere, I forgot, I think I read on Liverpool Echo, I forgot where I read it. Maybe it was some other sports page. They said that basically Gravenberg is saying they're a lot better in possession now than before. They're a lot more structured in possession. There's a much clearer plan in possession than there was um, for Liverpool when they
mm,
were playing under Klopp, because Klopp was all about up and down the pitch and energy, high energy, all this kind of stuff. So when they want to play a slow possession game, Liverpool can play a slow possession game. When they
right.
want to play a high energy, heavy metal football, they can turn that on. So you can't prepare to play against them. If you're preparing for Liverpool to play a slow build-up game, like a more slot style game, they'll go
Mm,
back to Klopp style. They'll press you high and they'll counter and they'll win, which is what they did against Villa. If you're preparing for that, then they'll just play a slot game and they'll break you down slowly and win. So it's kind of like they have two managers at the same time in a weird way. They've
Mm.
got they've still got Klopp.
That club DNA in them. Yeah,
They've
yeah.
still
So
got the Klopp DNA,
yeah,
but they also have all the new ideas that Slot brings. So it's kind of like having two coaches at the same time, which is
that's
incredible.
yeah, and
And
like
it's why they're so good and hard to beat because they've got
mm,
double the ability in that area.
right.
Mm,
Because Liverpool, like every time they play, like they're like even though they're 1-0 down, like I'm watching them against Brighton. Yeah, Brighton were completely like playing them off the park, like in the first half. Second half, Liverpool were just like a different, like different. Like
yeah.
they play like they're 1-0 down every game. Liverpool, like that's why they're always within touching distance of the Premier League title, even though they don't get it. But
Mm,
they're always within touching distance because they're always playing that they're 1-0 down. Liverpool are not easy to play against.
mm,
Liverpool might look easy to play against, but they're not. Like
mm,
you have to try and break them down. Like you have to try and get past a solid midfield. Like Liverpool have a good midfield. Man, people talk about Liverpool's midfield. Gravenberch has been excellent this season. He's been a surprise package for Liverpool this year. Personally, for me, I
mm,
think Gravenberch is really good. I think you've also got players like Soboslai, who's also very very good. He's done very well in this slot system. You've
mm,
also got McAllister, who's been excellent,
mm,
like very very good cheap pickup by Liverpool. Someone who's like someone who drops into the channels, tries to spray a good pass. He has a good shot in him as well. You've also
mm,
got Salah still killing it at this age. I don't know. He might be leaving Liverpool at the end of the year. We don't know. We might stay. We might go. We don't know that for sure. Diaz is who's been poor last year. Looks really good this year under a new manager.
mm.
Jota when healthy plays well. You've also got Gakpo, who nobody thought would be this crazy good. He's scoring goals for Liverpool for fun right now. You
Yeah.
also Liverpool, Van Dijk, Trent. Liverpool have a complete team, but there are concerns, and you already know what my concerns are.
Mm.
Their squad depth is a problem.
Squad depth is a problem. Yeah.
The squad
Sure.
depth is going to be a massive problem going into this festive period because Liverpool are going to have games every 2-3 years, and they have. Let's not forget they have Champions League as well in January. In January, people this year, the Champions League's happening in January. Let's not forget. So
Mm,
those games Liverpool have, right? Liverpool actually let me bring up Liverpool's fixtures right now, just to clarify people.
mhm, mhm,
Um, let's bring Liverpool's fixtures up so we can so we can talk about that. Yeah. Liverpool beat Aston Villa yesterday. I didn't watch the game, but Liverpool like beat Aston Villa quite comfortably. They've won like what they're unbeaten in like what 6-7 games now, like 8 games already. It looks like it seems. They've got Southampton away after the international break, so that's an easy win for Liverpool. That's an easy win for Liverpool. Then they've
mhm.
got then
I'm to
let
pick it up. I don't
me tell
know.
you,
Pick
Russell
it up.
Martin has Russell Martin has set them up well because I watched the
Yes.
Southampton game against Man City. Russell Martin's actually set
Yeah.
Southampton up quite well,
If
and
I
Son.
was them, I would keep Russell Martin, even if I went down. I would stick with
I
him.
Okay, they've looked quite good to play against, but the thing
I,
is, yeah,
I think he's a genuine manager. I'd stick with him.
and then they got Real Madrid in the Champions League the week after Southampton, yeah. Then they've
Mhm.
got City at home. That's the game where, for me, I think it decides it. Do you know why? Because if Liverpool win this, I think they win in the league. If
Mhm.
City win this, they're back in it. It all depends.
That's a
Because
very big claim, man. I mean,
no,
it's
because the
very
thing is,
early. I'm sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, it is that
we will
important.
we will talk about Man City in a bit, yeah. But you see, that game at Anfield, that's the biggest test for Man City more than Liverpool. Because I think Liverpool are favourites of that game. I think Liverpool are favourites of that game, but that's
Mhm.
more of a big test for Man City with this squad, especially with going into the international break. I think the international break couldn't have come at a better time for Man City. This is like probably the Man City. This is probably the international break. I think Man City fans were praying
And it's
for.
the fact they have Real Madrid and City back to back, but because they're so comfortable in the Champions League,
Yeah, don't leave.
fucking, I'd rest. I would
And
literally rest the team.
because you know what it is. Real Madrid have injuries as well. Real Madrid are having injuries right now, so Liverpool are not going to rotate, but they're going to utilize that game, and also
They
they got
could rotate. They could just say, "Fine, we'll take the L. We're still gonna, Then they've got after that game, they've got Girona, Lille, and who's their eighth fixture? I don't see their last fixture. PSV Eindhoven.
so
Girona, Lille, PSV Eindhoven. That's that. If I was Liverpool, I'd say I'll take the L in the Champions League because we're so
right.
comfortable in we're gonna go through to the next round.
Mm,
So take the L, rotate, focus on the City game, win the City game. That could be what? If assuming they win all the games between now and then,
Yeah.
that takes it to
And
9 points,
and
right?
then 3 days later they play
Or eight
Newcastle away.
points.
So after Man City at home, they go to Newcastle away.
Mm,
So that's two tough games right there. That's Liverpool's biggest test. And then they go to Everton away, where they lost 2 days later, where they lost their last season to
mm,
lose the league completely. And then they play Girona away, which you can easily rotate. Then they play Fulham at home. So and then they play Spurs away, then Leicester at home, West Ham away, then United. Then United at home to start the year of
mm,
2025. Liverpool United is the first Premier League game to start the year, or at least one of the first few Premier League games to start the year.
mm.
But that just tells you that if Liverpool can get through this run and not lose, or at least don't lose a game, they deserve the Premier League title. They deserve it because I don't know when the last time they lost the Premier League game was against like Nottingham Forest at home, wasn't it? Which was like just an odd day for Liverpool. Yeah,
Mm, mm.
and then you've also got like what, and then you also got what's so that's Man City's in this run. Man City home games in this run. So they get through these games, and for me, it's in Liverpool's hands. I think for me it's in Liverpool's hands now
Yeah.
to be for the Premier League.
Mm,
If they slip up here, then I don't think they'll win the Premier League for a long time
mm.
because like next year they're gonna have to deal with potentially if say they sign their contracts tomorrow or the day after, yeah. But if they don't, Trent, Van Dijk, Salah's contract situations to sort
Yeah,
out next. Then
and
that's gonna be a major issue for Slot.
I mean, I think what you could see happen is they win the league, quite possible, and then those big players say, "Let's leave on a high. Let's leave on a
Right.
high." Um, go to Salah, Van Dijk, possibly others. Possibly Trent gets tempted by Real Madrid. That's been talked about. Then you have a whole other problem on your hands.
Yeah, because then then the squad depth will have to be sorted out in January. When the transfer window opens, Liverpool needs to be Liverpool needs to be
On
explored.
Takefusa Kubo. They need to go back for Takefusa Kubo, I think.
I
That's
think I
one
think
thing.
they need to try and get. I think they need to try and get Chiesa fit, and what they need to do is they need to try and get a midfielder, another midfielder. They should have got. They should have. I think Zubimendi made a mistake not going to Liverpool. I can't lie, because I think Liverpool, he would cook in this Liverpool team.
Mm,
I think Zubimendi would cook in this Liverpool team right now that they have right now. Zubimendi would ensure that Liverpool are just stable. But Gravenberch has been excellent for Liverpool this year. I can't lie. I'm not gonna I just don't like praising. I don't like praising Liverpool because I don't want to see them win the league. I pray they don't win the league. But as probably neutrals, I think Liverpool have this in their hands now. I think it's in their hands, bro. Like at this rate, they're 5 clear of City, right?
mhm.
And Spurs at home. If City drop points at home to Spurs, then that's where I think everything. Then that's where I think Liverpool take advantage.
Yeah.
Because I know Liverpool have got like what Liverpool have got Southampton at home, Southampton away. I think they're gonna win the game. I
Mhm.
think they can win that game.
Mm.
So Liverpool need to beat Southampton away if they want to win the league. Because win the league, of course. But what I'm saying is they need to try and they need to hope that Man City lose at home to Spurs, which they've not been in good form. But we are going to move on to Man City in a couple of minutes. But any final thoughts on Liverpool before we move on?
I mean, they're the favorites to do it, and I think they will do it.
I hate to agree, but
Mm.
I think it's their year. If
Yeah.
if they keep up this consistency and keep up this form, but
Mhm.
Man City lost 4 in a row. Like
Mm.
I never would have thought I would see this happen this season.
Yeah,
I thought
it's the first time in Guardiola's career that he's lost 4 in a row.
that's the first time he's ever lost 4 in a row, like ever.
Yeah,
Like
ever.
it's crazy, man. How like I understand losing to Bournemouth away this season because Bournemouth away is tough. Like Bournemouth away is not easy.
Yes,
Like
and I will come on to that as well later on because I'll save it for later. But yes, I want to
and
say about Bournemouth as well. But yeah,
I sort of called it in my head last week that I think City. I had a feeling City would lose. I also called it on Friday that I think City would lose this weekend.
And they were ahead as well, right? They were a goal up, and they threw away a lead against Brighton. Incredible.
They did that like they did that like I think what 2 in a row now because Liverpool won. City were 1-0 up against Sporting, then they got absolutely thumped 4-1 by Ruben Amorim, our future manager, in a few days. And obviously sorry,
they lost to Spurs in the cup. They lost to Bournemouth.
lost to Spurs up. They lost to Bournemouth away.
Then Sporting, then this.
Sporting, then Brighton. That's not good, man. And especially with the injuries that Man City.
They got next. They got Spurs again.
They got Spurs at home.
They got Spurs again, and that is the peak. Like peak Spurs is losing to Ipswich at home and then winning away at City. That is peak. That's what Spurs do. That's how they operate. That's peak Spurs. So I'm not.
Spurs have gotten results at the Etihad in recent times as well. They last year they got like 3-3 draw at the Etihad as well. Last year I think they scored in the last minute, and you saw that classic Pep fell on the floor. Remember when Spurs scored that last minute equalizer and Pep fell on the floor because he was so gutted. Spurs have gone to the Etihad and actually got results before. They got a 3-2 classic win under Conte. Mm-hmm. They got
I remember that one.
And like, because Spurs are one of those teams that you just don't want to play in a time like. Even though Spurs lost to Ipswich, and we are going to get into Tottenham, right? But you do not want to be losing to Spurs at a time like this. You don't want
to play against, man. You can't deny it. They're so difficult to play against, and so Spurs always are difficult to play against, and then Ange especially is difficult to play against. And when you combine it, it's a nightmare to play against. But the issue is when they play against smaller teams, and they're meant to be the main. They're the favorites, and they're playing against the underdogs. Then it's a different story. And McKenna is quality. He knows Spurs.
Yep, he does.
That's a good result for them. That's a huge result for Ipswich.
That's their first Premier League win since 2002.
And it had to come at
that was their first Premier League win this season away at Spurs. And I was like, when I was watching the game. Yeah, I had to go to I was watching the game on my on the TV. Yeah, because True Sport HD2 was shut, so I was watching it. Yeah, I was just seeing the highlights. I did not even. I was like, Ipswich are in there. I was like, no way, they scored a goal. And I was like, another goal. I was like, how are Ipswich 2-0 up against Spurs? It's crazy at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as well. But the thing is, back to Man City. Yeah, I think Man City just are dealing with a lot of injuries right now, and they're really easy to break down because I obviously I can't say as a United fan, but as like a person viewing from the inside out. So I'll say it. I'm seeing Man City being easy to break down. Like I'm seeing that Man City can be, how'd you say it? Can be
they can be exactly. They can be,
and they're dealing with a lot of injuries right now. So they have Ruben Diaz, John Stones. I don't know if he's fit.
But they had Kanji on the bench, and they still played that kid as center back. But they had a Kanji on the bench. What was that about?
Pusey or something. That's his name. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a Kanji on the bench, but they played the kid instead. I mean, I was so confused. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, I think Akanji's not been. I think maybe Pep's seeing something in training or something that Akanji's not been great. We can trust Pep though. Pep's one of the greatest, so we can trust Pep's vision. But I just don't know how Man City are getting away with such things like this. Like how are they able to lose 4 in a row like this in all competitions? It's not 4 in a row in the Prem. But their next 2 games are Spurs and Liverpool. So it could be 4 in a row in the Premier League if they do not step it up.
Yeah,
because
that'd be 6 in all comps.
I think Sorry, what were you saying?
I mean, I don't know who do they play in. They play in the Champions League in between before Liverpool as well, right? They have a Champions League fixture as well.
They have a Feyenoord at home.
Yeah, okay, that's a bit less difficult. That's funny, playing Scott's former team and then playing his current team in the same week. That's quite interesting.
Literally, and also like Liverpool, like Man City international break. The international break couldn't have come at a better time for Man City, because I think they need to go and regroup and get back into business as soon as the Premier League season restarts again next season. Next week, I think next week will be a really, really will be a massive week for Man City. Like that Spurs game might define their season. Not
And
to,
it'll be a
sorry,
massive week
not,
for
but
for Postecoglou as well at Spurs. It will be,
if they lose to Spurs at home and lose to Liverpool, when Liverpool will get 6 points, that's 11 points already. That's not good. Is it a 5 point? Is a
I think
current?
Pep will get sacked.
Then wait. You think Pep will be sacked?
No, of course not. But I'm just
No.
saying, it's funny
But
to think.
but it's crazy. Like it's crazy though. Like to be 11 points behind Liverpool at this stage would be horrendous. So City need to get back to winning ways against Spurs at home. Whether they'll do it, we'll see. The injury report says tells us everything.
Mm.
And the way I watched Southampton play against Man City was like I thought Southampton could have nicked the draw. They could have draw. They could have nicked the draw. I was watching Russell Martin and Southampton. They actually played quite well, but then at the end of the day, it all comes, like I say, it all comes down to Man City's injury report. If they get players back before the Spurs game and Liverpool game, then we'll see. Then we'll see, because that's where I think now. It's season defining for them in the Premier League. Because Arsenal needs to take advantage. Chelsea needs to take advantage of City's points drop and go and try and get above them.
Mm.
What do you think? Like as a whole, Man City as a whole.
I mean, it's possible their players come back and then they go on a run and they win every game for like the next 30 games, and it's over. Or not 30, however many is left, 27. And it's over. That's always possible, We've seen this before, where they would lose 2 in a row, 3 in whatever, probably 2 in a row. I don't think they lost 3 in a row, but they lose 2 in a row, and then everyone's like, "Oh, it's over. City are cooked finally." Then they go on like a 27 winning run, and then it's over by April. So wait, we've said this, we've seen this happen a few times over the years. Pep has been here for how long now? 7 years, 8 years. We've seen this movie before, so just wait before you make any judgments.
This comment right here as well, I completely agree, bro. Because if City don't win against Spurs, then we can't call these collapses uncharacteristic anymore. I agree, because Man City do not do this. They don't normally do this. I think at this rate that they're moving at, it's like a collapse, because I just don't know what exactly happened. Like they were 1-0 up against Sporting, and all of a sudden Sporting just hammered them. Like second half, I saw the goal, the way that they conceded the goal, right? The third goal, when actually no, sorry, the second goal came, the penalty, the penalty or something like that, and then the second goal came right after halftime, and the third goal straight afterwards, like because it was like a complete collapse by Man City, bro. And I completely agree, man. If City do not win like these next games, it's complete collapse.
Yeah.
It's not uncharacteristic anymore, and I think Pep needs to change things up next year. I think Pep needs to change at this rate. What I'm seeing Man City go through is like they base their whole system around Rodri, and I'm like, how do you rely on Rodri to
But
do
you
this?
have to consider that, like, it's also Diaz, it's also Stones, and then you've got De Bruyne as a shadow of his former self. He's really, and I think De Bruyne is gone at the end of the year.
Does not look usual self.
Yeah, he's a shadow. He's really, like, you've got to consider it's really all the pieces are coming apart at the same time, which is what happens to great teams.
Yeah,
it happens. You have great teams, and then those teams come apart, and then you rebuild. That's what happened to Sir Alex how many times, right? He has a great team, and then all those great players age and get injured, and at the same time, usually. So you have 1 season lapse, maybe 2 seasons lapse, then you come back, and that's what
I hear that, because if City are getting exposed, right, then for me they need to stop playing it around Rodri, and next season actually sign somebody that can fill in Rodri's position if he's out, because Rodri's out for the rest of the season now. We won't see him again this year unless some miracle happens and he returns in, let's say, March, April.
And by then it might be too late.
It might be too late, because the injury report is not looking good for Man City at the moment. De Bruyne is also not 100% fit.
Yeah, you can tell. And that's That's
brought up.
also aging. That's also just
Yeah,
aging.
I
That's
hear that. But at the same, it happens to Pep. If he wants to prove himself as he's one of the greatest managers, he has to try and figure. He has to try and dig himself out of this hole.
yeah.
He has to try and get himself out of this position
Mm.
that he's in right now. It's not. I wouldn't say it's over for City yet. No, but if Liverpool, but if they go to Liverpool and get absolutely destroyed,
Hmm.
then then everything needs to be.
I
Then
don't
they'll be.
think it will be absolutely destroyed. I don't think Slot plays like that. I don't think they're the kind of team that's going to score 7 against
I don't
somebody
think they'll destroy,
anymore.
but if they lose or something really bad happens on the day,
Hmm.
then conversations need to be had
Hmm.
about if Pep's system is getting exposed or if it's really like how do you say it? Or it's really coming to an end for Pep. I'm not saying Pep is finished at Man City, but things need to be changed, and I think he needs to change things up if he wants to go on a run now.
Because we all want him to be finished, and we're not being honest with ourselves that actually this has happened before, not to this degree, but it's happened before where they've lost a couple games and they come back in the league. So I wouldn't write anything off yet because they can
not,
win 27
not,
games in a row, and
not,
Liverpool can drop points when they have
but
injuries. So something's
but
over yet.
but no one has ever come back from an 11-point gap to win the league before. I don't think it's ever happened before.
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
I don't think there will be an 11-point game. I don't think City will lose to Spurs
I don't
and
think. I don't think so either.
Hmm.
But Liverpool away, I think is where they lose. As I
Yeah.
think Anfield's and Liverpool. The thing is, City never went away at Anfield. Like Anfield is that one place where Man City do not want to go at this period.
Mm.
Like especially like because in recent times, Liverpool have gotten the better of Man City at Anfield,
Mm.
and also the one win that Man City had at Anfield was during lockdown.
Mhm.
But if but
Yeah.
but if what do you call? But if you talk about it, before that, Liverpool won 3-1 in the year they won the league
Mhm.
at home against Man City. Liverpool won at Anfield against Man City. I think they've gotten the better of Man City nearly every time at Anfield. I think under Klopp and I think Slot. I think we'll see what they do under Slot. Any final thoughts on Man City before we move on, bro?
Nothing. I've said all I have to say. Nothing else to add.
We'll move on to Tottenham
Yeah, gotta be.
because I know you have a lot to say about Tottenham.
Yeah, I don't.
Which
I mean, I think I already kind of said it. When they're the underdog, they're great. When they have to be the protagonist, if you will, they have to take the ball to the opponent. It's a lot more difficult, and they can get exposed. The way Ange plays, you need
yeah,
that incredible monster center back Van de Ven. Without Van de Ven, the system doesn't work because they play such a high line. You need a defender who's used to playing a high line, which means they can sprint back when the line is broken. They can
mm,
control the ball in tight areas because they've compressed the pitch. And without Van de Ven, they're just a different team. So that's unfortunately he seems to have an injury prone issue. Um, so wait, what do you do if you're possible? What do you do? You can't like Van de Ven already is an incredible signing. I think it's one of the best signings, value for money signings I've seen from Spurs.
who would you say Udogi?
No, Van de Ven, Mickey Van de Ven.
Oh, right. Van de Ven. I think you know what. Shout out to Udogi as well. I think he also made a good signing as well. Van
Yeah,
de Ven.
but in
Van
terms
de Ven.
of value for money, he without him, the Tottenham system doesn't work at all.
Because you know what Van de Ven. He's like a defender that can just drive the ball up the
Yeah,
pitch and be like, and he won't lose it. He's so composed on the ball, and that's what you need from a center back nowadays. Because center backs nowadays, for me, I think if you compare back in the day to now, I think center backs it's great center backs in today's day is very very hard to find compared to what we saw back in the day. But we need, but I'm not saying Van de Ven's great, but Van de Ven's been really crucial to how Spurs play and
I
the way
think
and
he's really incredible. Like I think he's really incredible. Um,
I think he's
and
been improving Spurs.
without him, they're a different team. Without him, you can't play that high line, and he's he has an injury
He's
issue.
also he's also fast as well. He can get back. He can
You get back exactly. You can get back when the
he
line is broken. He can run back. He can, and that you can't play high line without him. So what do? That's the issue, you know. What do you
You
do
you,
when you don't
you
have it?
just need to move on. You just need to what do you call you need to try and I think and for me needs to stop this highline thing. Like because I
But
think
it's,
it's gonna
he's never going to change that. You know, he's never going to change that. That's part of his identity. He's never
that's
going
the
to change the high line.
I think playing highline in the Premier League is never great because you got a lot of fast paced teams that you just get in behind so easily. And if you,
Yeah,
I mean if you're down to 10 men like how they were against Chelsea last year, they get absolutely thumped. So
fair.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
sure. But
highline highline's not always going to be great. Although it works in most games against Villa at home, it worked well. They need to try and they need to try and change it up if it doesn't. Because like again, Ipswich at home they lost 2-1, right?
mm,
I didn't watch the game. I think did you see a bit of the game? I didn't
no,
watch,
no, I was traveling to the stadium. And all.
but at the same time, I'm just seeing a lot. I'm just seeing that Tottenham have had a lot of inconsistent results, man. And
Mm,
in recent times, for me, They lost to Brighton 3-2, right? I think it was the last time they lost. If you can, people can correct me.
mm.
They lost to Palace away 1-0. It's not been great for Spurs in my opinion. Like I don't think Spurs. I don't have a plus 10 goal difference and all, but at the same time, like where are they in the league? They're not. They're only like above United by like a point or something like that, or 2 points.
Yeah.
Like that. It's not great for. It's not all rosy for Spurs because
Mm,
if they because they lost to Galatasaray as well 3-2 before this as well. People are forgetting they lost to Galatasaray before they lost to Ipswich.
yeah.
They lost 3-2 in Europe,
Mm.
and if Ange loses to Man United in the Carabao Cup, and he does not and he does not make it past the round of 16, I can see Ange getting sacked.
Yeah, I can. That would be enough to sack him. I think. Yeah, that would be.
But then what do they do in the FA Cup though? That if it all depends on the FA Cup and the Europa League for me. I think Carabao Cup. I don't think they're gonna judge him off the Carabao Cup. They'll judge him off the FA Cup and the Europa League because that's Spurs' main like
For
priority.
me, if I was Spurs, I would give Ange the season, let him have it. If
Hmm.
he doesn't win,
Replace
I
him
would
right now.
go. I would go and get Iraola from Bournemouth.
That's a decent shot, you know. But I don't think Iraola will. I don't think Iraola will go to Spurs, considering
Well,
how
I mean, Spurs
because
is a nice
Spurs are
job for up and coming coach because if you do well and you get Spurs into the top three or whatever,
the thing is,
you
yeah,
you look like a great manager. No, no, listen, hold up. If you get Spurs in the top three, you've done a great job.
mm.
You've done a fantastic job. If you win anything at Spurs, you are a hero for life. You're a legend. You're a club legend. You've done it.
You're gonna get knighted for that if you
Yeah,
win Spurs.
but if you don't win, you can just blame it on the club. You can blame it on Daniel Levy like everyone else does, and you can go about your merry day. You know.
That's the
So
thing.
it's a fantastic job for a young coach, and Spurs they're looking for the next Poch. You know that's what they've been looking for from the start because Pochettino was the last time they had success. They thought Ange would be close. I can see why they think that.
Mm.
I think Areola will be even closer to that. And I think he's a better version of Pochettino in the making. That's my take. And that's what I would do if I was Spurs. Go for him. At the end of the season, if you haven't won anything, you haven't got top four, get Ange out. I love Ange. Again, he's one of my favorite managers in the world. I love him. But then you go for Iraola, and it's great. It's a win-win for both parties.
The thing is, yeah, managers go to Spurs and just die. And this is coming from a Man United fan who's seen
Well,
managers like
that's
leave.
now. That's post Pochettino era where they thought we're gonna go for experience as opposed to youth, you know. So
Mm.
they went for experienced guys who were already on the decline. Jose was already on the decline. Conte, we thought he was on the decline, but look at him now, right? Fucking look at
Yeah,
him now. So that was wrong. Clearly, that was incorrect. And for a young coach, it's a great job. It's one of the best jobs.
because the thing is, yeah, Iraola. I don't think you should take that. I don't think you should go to Spurs yet. I think do you know who I think the manager the Spurs should go for, and I will speak on this briefly. If Eddie Howe does get sacked at Newcastle, they should go for Eddie
No,
Howe.
He's out. He's outdated, man. He's gone through the same Arteta
You
problem,
think?
but worse. I think he's outdated. I think he's behind the times, and I think Iraola is ahead. I think the way he plays football is again he's got the personality he's gonna like. He's gonna love his center backs. He's gonna
Yeah,
be happy with Slanke again at his disposal. He's gonna love the midfielders they've got, and it's the same. Some things that are similar to Ange, but some things a bit more cautious,
mm.
a bit more solid than the highline that Ange plays. I think he could do a fantastic job.
That's the thing is Spurs play a system where like they play a full back as a wing back, but in a back four.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
You have Udogie playing as a wing back type of role, but in a back four,
yeah,
and you also got Pedro Porro up and down the pitch.
yeah.
They're fullbacks that are non-stop running, so you need someone that can come in and play like a wing back type of system.
Mm.
So I think Spurs look, it's if they so like I say, if they don't win against in the Europa League, if they don't get past the round 16 in the Europa League or something like that, and they get knocked out by in the FA Cup, I think Ange is gone. Whether it be mid season or at the end of the season, will remains to be seen. But I don't think it'll be. But I don't think Ange will last at Tottenham in my opinion. I think he's gonna go. I think he's gonna go by the summer,
Mm.
at most. But I think before we move on to something else.
No, that's quite possible. But I mean, I think Iraola would be the best option for them, for sure.
We're gonna move on to the last game, the last fixture. I think we'll talk about is obviously United Leicester.
Yeah,
United. I completely forgot about United. I thought we were talking about Spurs was the last. That was it.
yeah.
But
Pop on that for a minute. I want to hear your thoughts on that.
I thought it was our best game of the season so far, like our best performance of the season so far. I think our two games against Leicester were our best two performances of the season so far. I think for me, we deserved to get all 3 points yesterday. I think everyone was excellent. I know there were times where I think Leicester got in behind, and I think they got chances, but that's going to happen on a massive pitch at Old Trafford, and it's up to United to clear to make sure that doesn't happen, and we did that very well yesterday. I think defensively everyone was solid. I think midfield. I think Ugarte Casemiro pivot is looking really, really good. I'm liking the Casemiro Ugarte pivot a lot this season. I think it's going to work well under Amorim. Hopefully, if he does come in and he does play Casemiro often, because I think he's going to like Ugarte. Ugarte is that type of player he had at Sporting, so he's gonna enjoy that midfield pivot, and also he's also gonna enjoy having a player like let's say Mazraoui. I think Mazraoui is going to work really well under his system. Mazraoui has been excellent for United this season. I think Mazraoui has not put a foot wrong. I don't think even once he's put a foot wrong. Like you can't. I don't think you can put any of the blame on Mazraoui in any of the games we've lost, because I think the guy's been excellent for us this season. Like real talk, I think Mazraoui's been our signing of the season so far, and this is coming from someone who wanted to see a new right back, but he's been playing at left back. He played at left back to back games, and he's put in two really good performances against Chelsea. He was amazing last week. This week he was amazing as well. So I want to see is I want to see us try and use that wing back system, the 3-5-2 or 3-4-3 system, and hopefully if he brings in a wing back in the summer or January, we'll see. But all I want to see from United is now consistency. Amram's first games against Ipswich away, that's a must win. And then you've also got and then you have like I think you got Bodo Glimt in the Europa League. That's another must win. So and then we have Everton, and then we have Arsenal or something like that. So it's gonna be some good. It's gonna be hopefully some good wins, and we need to get some results, man. We need to pick up some consistent results. I think Ruud van Nistelrooy. Look, people can say what they want about Ruud van Nistelrooy. I'm not gonna say United have been excellent under Ruud van Nistelrooy in the 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for me, we've been. I think we've been.
So is he staying at the club as an assistant, or is he leaving?
He's left, confirmed already by the club.
Where do you think he goes now? What do you think he does? Do you think he wants to be a manager, like a full-on manager? You think he
I
wants to?
think he will be a manager. Yeah, I think he's gonna be a manager.
I wonder what he will do. I mean, could he maybe wait for a Premier League job to come up later in the season? Would he maybe drop into the Championship? Would he go back to the Netherlands? Like, what do you think? Because I think he won the league with PSV, right, as a manager. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he did.
Do you know do you know what I think could happen?
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe Crystal Palace, if they sack Glasner, they'll go for him.
I still think Potter's on their radar, man. I still think Graham Potter's on their radar.
You think so?
I think he is still on their radar, yeah.
But about Rude, anyways, I think he's kind of steadied the ship in a little bit. Like he's not really done amazing for us, but what he's done in the 4 games, he's at least sort of put us in a better position than what we were in the last a month or so.
Yeah,
we're now 4 points off of Chelsea and Arsenal. We're now 8 off City. So what I'm saying is we're in a much better position right now than what we were last last month. Because yesterday's win was for me, I think was so crucial because that really could have gotten us much lower if had we lost or had we dropped points. Because considering that City lost, Spurs lost, right? And Villa lost, and who else? It's gonna be the table's looking a little bit tighter now down in the third to I think maybe 12th, 13th, around like that. United should not be in 13th, right? However, the position we're in right now is much better than what we were last month or so, and I think it's now up to Ruben Amorim to come in and sort everything out. First game, Ipswich away. I want to see him go into that dugout, and I want to see us put in a really good performance. That for me, that game for me against Ipswich is going to be is a must win. And look, like I said about yesterday, good performance, good all around. Garnacho, you need to know when criticism is warranted, and I think he took his goal very, very well. People need to stop. Worrying too much about criticism and everything. The players need to do that on the pitch themselves. People need to do that. People need to perform on the pitch. Players need to perform on the pitch. Everyone's put in a good performance yesterday. Garnacho's done well when he came on. He got his goal. Bruno Fernandes, 250th appearance of Man United yesterday, got his goal. Took it very well. Amad Diallo's been excellent for United this week. I think Amad Diallo's have been absolutely unbelievable. I know it's 2 games against PAOK and Leicester. I know they're not really great teams, but regardless, you beat what's in front of you. And Amad Diallo's been excellent in those 2 games. I think for me, he should be our starting right winger going forward. He should be our right winger going forward. I think United should not look for a new right winger at the moment. I think I'm happy with it. Amad Diallo. Hopefully, we tie it down as well.
I've heard on what do they call the Tifo football they're called now.
Yeah,
you're talking about what will he do for his wing backs, because he's probably going to play Mazraoui as right wing back. I wonder if Diallo is going to go through a Victor Moses transformation and become a very, very attack-minded left wing back.
Do you know what I think? He'll be? Because I think United play like a front inside forwards 3, right? So he'll play that inside forward role.
It's possible, but you've got competition there because Bruno will probably play there. I mean, Amorim is going to trust Bruno a lot and give Bruno.
Bruno plays left attacking midfield. That's where I think he plays.
Right, then it's possible. Look, it's possible that Diallo plays there. But if you want a really attacking fullback with lots of dribbling skill, you can actually take on players. Like he's right there. He's right there, and you can do the conversion. And you have Martinez behind him, who has to improve on his defending in wide areas. But if you can improve on that,
that's a good point you make there.
Unleash Diallo down the flank.
Martinez defending in wide areas is really, really crucial because his height might be an issue.
Yeah.
In a system like this, Martinez needs to be on point, because I'm hoping now when we get Lenny Euro back, I hope I see him come into the team and Amorim integrates him into the team. I hope I see something with that. I hope
Euro and Martinez.
Sorry?
Delete Euro Martinez back 3.
I think that's gonna be the back 3, and obviously you got and obviously you got Mazraoui and Delo.
Option.
Sorry,
Lindelof is also an option as the right center back.
I hear that, but I don't think it'll be good enough in defending the wide areas. That's the problem. Lindelof gets beaten quite easily, and I just think we have to try and stick to the back three of De Ligt, Martinez, and then Euro for now. I think in the summer we try and sign a center back that can defend the wide areas. I would go for and I would try and sign a left wing back as well. We need to sign a left wing back.
Yeah.
That's important.
And you could also, another thing that was on the same podcast from Tifo, I don't hear your opinion. You can convert Mason Mount into a right wing back.
I don't think we'll do that because I think
it's risky. But as you've got Alo and Mazraoui already, but if you need a really attacking right wing back, I mean, let's be real. Like Mason Mount's ability, his real ability, is whipping a ball in, great for a wing back, and running a lot, great for a wing back. He's actually not that skillful. He's not good at taking players on. He doesn't have that in his locker. The issue is he can't defend, so he has to work on that. But he can run and he can try and he can press. So it's possible. It would be one of the craziest position swaps I've ever seen. But if Amram can make it work, that could be tactical genius if he can make it work.
Because you know what it is nowadays with fullbacks, they're always running inside. They always try.
Yeah, also he can invert himself and get in the half space. That's another thing. Yeah.
A lot of fullbacks nowadays are inverted, and that's what I'm saying.
Like look at Gusto against Arsenal. How much he was in the number 10 position at the time.
I'm not saying he will join United. I'm not saying this player will definitely join, or I think he's a realistic signing or whatever. But United need to go for Alphonso Davies because he is the perfect player for a fullback. For a wingback. He's the type of player who runs up and down the pitch nonstop. He's perfect. He's gonna take players on. He's gonna take the ball to the byline. He can put crosses in. He's a perfect wing back for me. And in this system, you'll need someone who's fast paced, who can get up and down the pitch a lot, and who can make himself available in big games. And I think Alphonso Davies is perfect for a wing back. Even Theo Hernandez might be perfect as well. But I'm not saying Theo Hernandez would join, but he'd be perfect as well for a wing back position. Even DeMarco, players like DeMarco, those players are wing back type of players.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think United needs to go and do now. We need to sign a fullback in the summer. That's a priority. We need to sign a fullback and a striker. These two positions are key if United want to play this 3-4-3 system with Amarim. These players are now these positions are the most important positions in at Manchester United, because now Højlund's not scoring enough goals. He's not playing. He's kind of frustrating me in a way because he's always on the floor. He's always trying to trying to barge players. He's not actually running in behind or anything. He's just trying to beat players. And that's not his skill. I don't think he can do that. Well, we need to go and sign someone who can run in behind, who can play through, play through the lines. I think people say Gyökeres. I think Gyökeres will be perfect for a system. Yeah. But another player who's also looking really good right now is Marmoush from Frankfurt.
Yeah, but I mean, you've already got the manager who's made Gyökeres into this. I mean, he was good at commentary as well. What has made him to this beast of a player?
It's all really good easily, but look at what Nunez done in the Premier League. That's what I'm saying. We should try and go for. I think we should try and look for another player. I'm not saying we shouldn't go for Gyökeres. I think we can go for Gyökeres, but we should look for Marmoush as well. We should try and sign Marmoush because he just done. He just scored 3 free kicks in a row. He's taken 3 free kicks in a row and he's scored them. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying he's gonna improve us, but we need to improve the creativity. We need to improve the creativity role, because United missed the biggest chances of the Premier League this season. Like the biggest chances missed, most of them belong to Man United. But I'll let you have your say now.
I mean, I've said I think you convert the wing backs. Gyökeres is the better option, I think, because he's worked with Amarim before. I think Ugarte and Mainu in the future is a great pairing, good balanced pairing up front. So that looks good. Just get the wing backs right and get us, it can be good. It can really be good.
I hear that. I hope now that I hope he plays Casemiro because Casemiro and Ugarte pivot has been excellent. I'll
Mm.
say though, the first year under Ten Hag, right? We played a pivot of Fred and Casemiro, right?
Mm.
Up and
Mm.
this is before we lost 7-0 to Liverpool. By the way, this is like before everything fell apart, right? Where we played Casemiro, Fred pivot. We played Bruno and Ericsson as well. So we played like a diamond type of midfield. So like a four type of midfield, right?
Mm.
I remember when Fred came on, he was chasing De Bruyne nonstop. He was like, so what I'm saying is we need someone that can play with the pivot with Casemiro because I think Casemiro's been excellent this season. We can't. I don't think we can. I don't think we should sell him this summer.
Mm.
I really don't think we should sell Casemiro. Casemiro is that experience that you need. You don't have experience in the team, and for me, he's the player that for me I think he's our leader.
Mm.
Like we don't have someone that can lead like Casemiro. Casemiro has all the experience with him. You give him the armband, he's gonna give you that experience. He's gonna be a proper leader. You saw what he did to Garnacho the other day,
Mm.
right? He ripped into Garnacho because you know why? It's about mindset. It's about up here. He has that all with him, Casemiro.
Mm.
And if you need someone that can give you the leadership, I think he's the only one. If I'm being completely honest,
Mm.
I think he's the only one that can give you that leadership in this team. Because I don't see anyone else being a proper leader. I don't think Bruno Fernandes is captain worthy. I don't think Rashford's captain worthy. I don't think Ugarte is. I don't think Masraoui, Delict, or Martinez. All these players are not captain worthy. So what I'm
Mm.
saying is we should give the armband to Casemiro, who's got the most experience in the Premier League, or not Premier League, excuse me, in the United team. If you want to move forward, I'm not saying I don't think he'll be here for a long time. I don't think he'll sign a new contract. Obviously not. Don't do that. What I'm saying is keep him until maybe after next year,
Mm.
and then see because you need an experienced player in this team if you want to continue winning, man. For real talk, if you want to win big, if you want to go big, you want to go and win. You need big personalities in this team. You need someone who's not going to be like that nice guy.
Mm.
You need someone to treat you like you need someone to treat you like a leader.
Mm.
That Casemiro is that guy. But I want to know your thoughts.
No, I agree with everything that you said about the leadership. Yeah.
And I think I plays in the pivot with Ugarte as well because that worked well. But
But, so you don't need him to start to be a good voice in the dressing room, right? If
no,
my
you don't.
it works
You don't.
better, it works better.
I just I just think he's been excellent this season. So I wouldn't like change it up now.
Mm.
That's the thing, and I hope I hope it works. But yeah, people. Any final thoughts on like Nottingham Forest, Villa, or anything like that? Newcastle. Anything? You want to touch on anything before you close out?
I'm good. I actually kind of need to rush off, so I'm all
Fair enough.
good.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Big up everyone that's watched. The 16 of you watching, please head over to the YouTube and hit the subscribe button, and obviously like the video. I'm on 81 subs right now. I want to get to 100 soon,
Mm.
so please go and subscribe, and big up everyone that supported the channel. Big up everyone that's commented, liked, shared, and I hope you continue to do so. And you'll be seeing more of Gyan. You'll be seeing more of other people on the panel. We're going to be doing like a big Premier League show sometime soon, maybe during the Christmas period. We'll see, because I think we're going to have a lot of games. Christmas period we'll be there. We'll have a lot of time to preview games. We'll have a lot of time to review. And obviously, people, I will be back. I will be back in about an hour or so. I will be doing the NBA stream maybe with King if he's around. If not, then we'll be doing this tomorrow. But people, it's been us. We'll be out for now. Take care.
All right.
Have a good one, people.
Yeah. See ya.